Hold it right there, orc scum. No one slips past the lead.
Calm down, Junius. Doesn't look like one of them orcs to me.
Just hold your tongue, will you, Bibius? Can't be too careful. We are sworn to protect Sightseal. We're legionnaires, of course. On the lookout for orcs, but they be attacking from the sea. God knows.
Liberators of liquor too, aren't we, old chum?
Shh! Just pipe down, will you, Bibius?
Ever cat the watch? Stood on the lookout for hours on end, bored stiff. Boredom's a demon buddy, and booze is the demon hunter. There. I do declare it's time for this hunter to take another...
Aye, a noble word for watchdog, that. For that is what we do. Watch over the local dogs, that...
Best way to calm a wily dog is to neuter it. Ha! Spay for pay.
Just put a sock in it, will you?
So, you're sorcerers, are you? And how are we supposed to verify that's true? We can't read, my friend. So for all we know, those papers say you're a polymorph parrot on the lookout for a two-bedroom bird.
You know what? We'll take you two to the wizard. I know he reads. He has books...
The wizard, you say? Sounds good to me. Lead the way.
Agreed.
Captain, come along. We're not...
What the hell's happening down there? Orcs! Bloody orcs! Come, let's go back to the bridge. Let the source understand.
Sharp weapon deals more damage. Valiant dash! Lunging assault! Did you see that? Those orcs had a human commander.
How very curious, and how very disquieting.
One day coming. Vengeance will be ours. Hail, Source Hunter! Why, I don't think I could ask for a more welcome sight on these cursed beaches. The Legion welcomes you. Beats me what traitorous madness came over that dog. A man among orcs. Whatever the cur's incentive to raise swords along so laddie orcs are at it again. That rat-faced shaman, it's hard to say. Take him before his time. Far before his time. One day coming. Vengeance will be ours. One day coming. Vengeance will be ours. Filthy beasts! I'll kill the last one of you! Taken before his time. Far before his time. Taken before his time. Far before his time.
Bringing your little orchid girlfriend here is like bringing a wolf to a hen.
What's all this ruckus? Sounded worse than a dozen tomcats fighting over the world's last mackerel. Ah, but I see we've suffered another orc landing. And judging by the relative ease with which it was dispatched, I can only come to one conclusion. So, you're as welcome as a glass of cooled milk on a hot day, my friend. I'm Ahu, at your service. It was I who requested your presence in this troubled city. So you were, and so you weren't. There we are. Meet my other half, Hunter. Ha ha! No need to look so flabbergasted. I may be a wizard rife with tricks. So, now that the cat is out of the bag, let us turn to the matter of Councillor Jake's murder. It's hard to put my finger on it, but I can feel in my very whiskers that sorcery was at play. Visit the scene of the crime, and I'd bet sardines for Captain Aureus, though. The local commander of the Legion insists I'm seeing ghosts. I insist he's blind to all but the undead. Jake was murdered in a downstairs room of the King Crab Inn, up in Sicil proper. The Legion keeps it under lock and key, though, so you'll need Aureus's permission should you want to have a peek. So there are, or rather, there is. Popular opinion has she seems a likely candidate, to be sure, but that would make her a sorceress. Esmeralda knows how to charm, yes, but I just don't see her magic. Still, don't simply take my word for it, Hunter. It may be well worth your while to cross-examine her yourself. The Legion has her under guard in her shop near the town square. That's where you'll find poor Jake's widow. A human, you say? Truly? But that would be like a kitten leading a wolf pack. And yet, I have heard rumors about a sect of sorts, a shadowy set of worshippers that associate even with orcs. Some say they're sorcerers, but people will say that about anyone who I don't quite know what to make of this news, but thank you for informing me. It'd be foolish to dismiss such a curious event out of hand. Unfortunately, that is absolutely correct. The orc siege is yet another hairball stuck in this city's already choking throat, and we've cordoned off the western beach where most orc activity has been reported. For the 9 lives, there's nothing of interest along the waterfront. Oh, but that's not a trick, it's a blessing. Or does it surprise you that I enjoy such magic is a gift, Hunter? To tread upon the realm of instinct. Even articulate speech, perhaps humanity's greatest asset, to be out in the night. To stalk on silent paws and hunt with only the moon as you... But of course, it's handy to speak in more than meows. And I couldn't brew potions or make machines without opposable thumbs. This I freely admit. Let's just say, the undead. They've been clawing their way out of the ground for 2 years now. And for 2 years, the Legion did a good job keeping them at bay. But I think it's fair to say that without someone is responsible for the outbreak. Necromancers are at work, but who are they and where do they hide? Alas, that searching for them is like searching... I'm glad we've met, Source Hunter. And I'm certain we have a lot more to talk about. Feel free to visit. Once you're there, just take the stairs. But do pay a visit to Aureus first. He may bark like a beagle with its tail stuck in the door, but you won't get very far in your investigation. And with that, I bid you adieu, Hunter. Adieu and good...
Sects, undead, orcs. Looks like we have our work cut out for us.
At least we won't be bored. How about we go see that Aureus chap argument?
Careful now. Never know when those green beasts gonna launch it. Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage.
Steady, boys, steady. We'll be leaving as soon as we pack up.
Halt! These gates are to remain closed at all times. Captain's order will now be a little red imp's uncle, the Source Hunter. Sorry for the gruff treatment. I didn't recognise you right away.
Good luck with the Sicilians, Source Hunter. They'll run you...
Murder within the walls, undead outside the walls, and here we legionnaires sit, twiddling our thumbs.
Better to evacuate this place while there's still some left to say.
Say, no one's around. You wouldn't raise a fuss if I borrowed one of these fish, would you?
Borrow indeed. I'll sooner meet a cat wizard than see that merchant repaid.
Come now, I'll be good for it, I swear! I never would have dreamt of resorting to petty theft during better times, but what choice have I got now? If it's steal or starve, I'll choose steal. Oh, my story's tired by now. I was happy enough, prosperous enough, before these lean times around Sicil began. Still, so what do you think? Should I snag a fish?
That merchant has to eat too, you know. Leave the fish alone.
Yes, you know what they say about giving a man a fish.
I suppose you've got a point. Another day, another... Fed a hungry man, you know.
Heavenly herring, delicious dog. That thief is free for now, but I wonder how long it'll be until his growling belly seduces him back. Thank you for making that would-be thief see reason. I only hope your instruction lasts. The last thing that plagued people of Sicil...
Lucky find!
Fine, hold it there.
Join the Stud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her up. It's not as bad as all that.
The face, Furious! She bit me in the face!
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Sorry, sir. Ugly will be the least of it. The beast looks proper.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her...
Hey, who's that then? Come on, stand where my good eye can see you.
Easy, Tull. That's the source hunter you're talking to.
She may have the look of a woman if you squint hard enough, but she's no more than a wild animal. We got reports of a strange-looking outsider skulking through the town with her bow drawn. I found her crouched behind a tree, taking aim at a fat old rat trotting along the city walls. I tapped her on the shoulder to see what was what, and the beast startled like a wild cat and lunged right...
Bit Tull you right in the face, she did. It wasn't pretty, and now it's got a chunk ripped off it to boot.
Enjoy it while you can, Ver. There's not another legionnaire in the cohort that'll have you if I go rabid.
Well, that's to be decided. She doesn't seem to be sick, despite Tully's moaning. We can't keep her here forever, but we can't well send her in...
Perhaps it'll be worth taking this stranger under our wing. She'll likely come in handy, if we can trust her to watch our backs.
After all, a fearless hunter might prove quite useful for our...
Well, that's a relief, ain't it? We found a good home for her after all, Tull.
Heed me, Source Hunter. She's not good for anything more than cannon fodder. And don't turn your...
You say you will take me under your wing, but I see no feathers. Are you a child of the birds, as I am of the bears? And so the lonely babe was fed upon the wild mother's milk, and cast aside from humankind, he thrived among his mother's ilk. The wise godwolf Amira raised the child Threes among her litter. So you see, I have good company. Threes the wolfson, and I the bear daughter. In truth, this is a relief. Your world is made with rules I have not yet memorized. I'm happy to have a friend in such a place. Ask freely, my friend. Jarrett, wise Jarrett, taught me the bird songs of our... A beast's life is to survive. A human's is to know. I am both beast and human, and so I must do both.
Again. Attention! Do the legs, notch! Be close. That was sloppier than Sicilian skew. Again.
Source Hunter, I have heard tales both grand and terrible about the world of humans. I myself was caged in home forest. Every creature acts according to the nature of its kind. Birds frighten easily, badgers fear little. But amongst men, there are no guarantees. It is difficult for me to claim humanity as you do. I am still learning to see myself in the faces of those I meet. And those I meet do not always see themselves in me. It is strange to stand with one foot in the forest and the other in the city sort.
Attention! About face! Do the legs, notch! Be close. That was sloppier than Sicilian skew. Again.
Sorry, sir.
Attention! About face! Do the legs, notch! Be close. That was sloppier than Sicilian skew. Again. Attention! About face! Do the legs, notch! Be close. That was sloppier than Sicilian skew.
What have we here, then? A so-called source hunter, eh? Well, look, do what you must in Sicil, but don't make waves and don't interfere with the Legion's affairs, you hear? Gods above! Some politician snuffs it and everyone's in an uproar! Ridiculous! I told that wizard brat of an Ahu not to bother. He just had to send for source hunters, didn't he? Bloody magicians. Nevertheless, I want to be kept in the loop, understand? I am in command of this town, not Mayor Cecil, not Ahu, and definitely not some hotshot source hunter. So investigate Jake's death if you feel so inclined, but report the scene of the crime is over at the King Crab Inn. You can tell the guard you have my permission to enter. Now off with you! Esmeralda is Jake's wife. Well, widow. Everyone in town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. Now, the girl has the reputation of being a flirt. There is that. But that doesn't suffice as evidence, wouldn't you say? Or do source hunters rely on hearsay alone, perhaps? That's... What? You're going to stand there and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone? Hardly. But I won't stand for such nonsense. If you bring evidence before me, I'll evaluate it with perfect objectivity. The Legion rely... I'm Captain Aureus, if you must know, leader of the Legion in Sicil. By which I mean I have the enviable task of commanding a battalion of walking dead. For I fear it may well be but a matter of time before the undead...
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter. But certainly. What would you like to know? By all means. I can't say much more, but that they're madmen. All the more dangerous to us because... Of course. I hope your investigation fares well. I can but piece together what few morsels fell from the grapevine into a rather disappointing meal, I'm afraid. They say a woman arrived in the King Crab Inn sometime after midnight. She retired to a room on the ground floor where she was soon joined by a man who had been nursing the same cup of wine. I say man and woman because both of them were cloaked and recognized by none. About an hour later, another figure arrived, headed for the same room. Soon after, a terrible commotion erupted and the thundering light... It took a while for the landlord to pluck up the courage to enter the mystery room. When finally he did, he found Jake there. How and why he came to be there, no one knows. But I had a good look around the scene of the crime before the Legion barred anyone from entering. The traces of magic I felt were vile. So I myself have none. Even though the rest of the town is already mentally tried. Now, it may well be established that she is, in fact, the... And what might those be?
Sorry, sir.
Shut! About face! To the barracks, march! Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
Source Hunter. A sight for sore. I know you're probably knee-deep in that awful murder investigation, but truth be told, the Legion could use your help. We've been conducting a series of expeditions into undead territory, and I'm afraid I must admit they've met Lieutenant Selenia at your service. I'm Captain Aureus' second-in-command, but rest assured, I'm a lot more kind. Now, I certainly don't mind a bit of healthy competition, and even rivalry between our orders, but I, for one, have no intention of looking a gift horse in the mouth. And that is exactly what your presence in Sicil is, Source Hunter. A gift and a blessing. Only heroes such as yourself can make a true difference in this troubled part of the world. Such is my honest conviction. The undead. I pitied them at first. Many among them were once kind and innocent civilians of Sicil, after all. No longer do I feel that way, though. Too many of the bravest among my men and women tell me they are weaker in the west and stronger in the east. So I suggest you head westward if you want to flex your muscles and test the waters before blindly diving to your death. I shall be very glad to share what information I can give you. If ever we want to be victorious in Sicil, we have to track down the route of 3 landmarks were chosen for further investigation. The lighthouse, the burial mounds, and the old church. Places. There's a lighthouse to the west, up on the bluffs, overlooking the sea. No man has gone there in a decade, and yet a light shines from its pinnacle. The locals say it's haunted, and half a dozen legionnaires have gone to find out whether or not those are mere tall tales. There are ancient burial grounds to be found north of the city. As good a place as any to start looking for necromancers, wouldn't you say? A local archaeologist. There's a church to the northeast of here, built atop the very place where once stood a temple dedicated to the source. The Sicilians raised it, and built a church of the 7 instead, supposedly to symbolize the victory of the gods over evil. All superstitious mumbo-jumbo, if you ask me. So I did. The Pact of Volunteers. Many legionnaires will do whatever it takes to go home, which is why I personally signed their transfer. The chances of survival during these sorties are only about 1 in 10, you see. So my soldiers are free to volunteer, and if they are successful, they just bought themselves...
Leave me be, I have a job to do.
Legion's greetings. I have been informed about your heroics on the beach. Were that I had been there to partake in the battle. But my duties lie here, sworn as I am to protect Lady Esmeralda from the rabble that would enforce summer. I am Septimus, 7th son in a household of 9, legionnaires all. Me and 2 brothers of mine were assigned to Sicile from day 1. Alas, both of them have long since fallen in battle against the dead. But never shall I lose heart. Long as a single legionnaire stands, Jake's murder is, in a word, a tragedy. He was well loved in all of Sicile. The Council of 7 couldn't have wished for a better ambassador. That he of all people should have braved the undead sea. So fair a lady I have seldom seen in all of Riverlon, my friend. And I have traveled more extensively than my greatery birds do. She stands accused of murder. Steadfast will I guard her. Never will I waver unless absolute proof of her culpability should be brought before me. And I hold no such...
Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband. How many times do I need to state and restate my complete innocence in the matter? I am Esmeralda, wife of Jake, and now, alas, his widow. Poor man. We were both so young when we married. Like I told just about every legionnaire in town, I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder. I want his killer found and tried, but everyone suspects me of this evil deed. So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the pub call me a murderous gold digger, and you believe them? These insinuations truly go beyond the pale. Oh, I think I'm getting one of my headaches. Well, what do you want to know? Before this war left us hanging like the condemned from a tree, this was the greatest city in Andervale. My own grandfather made his...
Quite adamant about her innocence.
We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
What a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. You must have fought many a battle, am I right?
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Fresh haddock, perfect for a broil.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the like of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the source hunter, are you not? The hero, the whole of... No, scratch that. It is so much more than a delight. It is an intervention of fate. Yes, that's it. Fate, Mendius, at your service. What is my profession? Well, I'll tell you what it used to be, and that is a man of medicine. But what does a man of medicine do but mend what... Oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to become better, to become the full extent of the promise.
Waiting for what, then? I'll thank you to leave me be.
Of course I do. How could someone in my profession not?
Well, the fact of saying I've got my eye on you, Baron.
Quite right. Adventure is what we...
See here, you and I share the same passion. I never doubted it for a moment. Too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense.
Well, I can't say that I haven't.
Yes, some extra gold.
Indeed. Indeed, gold is always welcome. Even so, my friend, matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety, without spice? To be a source hunter must get frightfully dreary sometimes. Am I right? All those orders.
It's better to lead than to follow. That much is true.
Better to be served than to...
Well spoken. Well said indeed. Life's too short to spend it doing someone else's bidding, am I right? Of course I am. And that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the King Crab, so that I could meet you and tell you about the Fabulous Five. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most illustrious and celebrated adventurers guild. You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can. Of course, if you still have questions. What a gem of a question. Straight as an arrow. Sharp. Now then, to join the Fabulous Five is to join a fellowship, to join a fraternity, a sorority, a community. The title of Knight is bestowed upon you the moment you sign our way. Of course, should you spread the word, should you propagate the gospel of the Fabulous Five, by now the genial glow of the fellowship must have warmed your heart. It has, hasn't it? But did I say fellowship? Work hard. Fulfill contracts. Enlist new knights, and swiftly shall you rise through the ranks. You will better yourself. Of course, of course, of course. All you need to do is sign this waiver, and...
Join a guild, better the world, earn a lot of gold. Yes, count me in.
And me. May all the rich...
Marvellous. Magnificent. Oh, but what am I saying? Fabulous is the word. You may not... Oh, it's a pretty straightforward task, this one. Now, in this town dwells a wizard. Ahu is his name, and he's a frightful eccentric. Scientific type, you know the kind. Favours reason over faith and all that. Not Fabulous Five material, him. One of them was a big lumbering apparatus. A frightful automaton shaped like a giant, made of steel. It was... But you can guess what happened. Did it become sentient? Was it cursed? Whatever the cause, the thing relieved itself of its pilot. Luckily, there are those in this world who belong to the Fabulous Five. The braves who eat such monstrosities for breakfast. Go, my friend. Find this wizard's abomination and claim your just reward from Mayor Cecil in the name of our hallowed guild. How fares your first quest, hero and hunter? Fabulously exciting, I'll bet.
Waiting for what, exactly? Back, demon! Back, or I'll... Well, what's this? Oh, Medora, you lummox. 1,000 pardons, comrade. This old bear's edgier than a dope... I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. From Academy West, aren't you? Give Captain Wartruce my regards next time you see him. You wouldn't. I trained up in Academy North, after all. We don't cross paths with you Westies all that often. Medora's the name. Retired, or so the order keeps trying to tell me, but never out of commission. My hand to your cause and my sword at your side. Heavens hornets, that's quite a story, comrade. And come to think, see, I'm here on, well, let's call it a loan. There's been an attack there, comrade. Orcs. Not your run-of-the-mill savages either. What they want in Hunter's Edge, I can't say, but it's my responsibility to send. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Sicil. They don't have a spare soldier to send northward, and even in my finest form, I can't clear the place of that many orcs by the skin of my teeth, comrade. The savages were rounding up villagers when one of them activated a trick. I managed to wrench free of my... Well, comrade, I hadn't thought of it till you tapped my shoulder just now. But I need a contingent I can trust. I've been scouting Sicil for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the Counselor. With our minds and swords in tandem, we'll make short... Well, you know the old expression. 2's a tea party, 3's an invasion. I know this place like the back of my hand by now.
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with sex?
A fantastic plan. With 3 source hunters working in tandem, we'll put an end to all the...
Another source hunter on the team? Well, that's the spirit. Listen closely now. Do you hear it?
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Ah, hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for information I don't have, like our noble Captain Aureus before you. It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that the Councillor and I were anything near allies, but I truly never wish them. I am the Duke of Ferrell, though I suppose my name...
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice. Ah, what have we here? A source hunter, is it? Well, my day just became rather more stimulating. Oh, stand still then, if you don't mind. Tall as an elf, strong as an orc, but your face, quite classical, isn't it? Statuesque, some might say. Yes, and my word, what passion burns from your eyes. Please forgive my being forward, but I dare say, can it be? I am Anna, jewel in the crown that is the fab... I cut 1,000 throats, and baked 1,000 bread rolls, stolen the crown jewels of the Queen of Arata, and when the day comes that I die, the gods will evacuate the head. I contain multitudes, you see, and I am utterly replete, except that much to my dismay. But then, source hunter, that I have. For nearly a lifetime, it seems. Well, I'm sure you must know what I mean. Like, I believe I have found that component, that body. Yes, you must join the Fabulous Five right away, as soon as time permits. Together, as a team, we'll explore the bunks. So you've joined up. I can finally offer you our fun. You must be thrilled to find yourself a member of a team so widely renowned for its valor and skill. And you must be even more curious about how you yourself can suit up to face such... Ah, darling, that was so long ago now. Who can remember you are a member of the eminent Fabulous... I hear you've been tasked with taking out that crazed robot in the Northern Cave. Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've got to 9 matches when I linger over long while writing my pipe.
Oh, careful now. Your head's grown more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles? Sorry, I run out of signed handkerchiefs. An Alistair keyring, maybe. In any case, make it...
Greetings, Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder your investigation, but I can't open this door for anyone who hasn't received Captain Aureus. Not exactly the friendliest bloke, the Captain, is he? Well, your reward for getting your ear chewed off is a waltz through the town's finest magical murder scene. Enjoy.
Source was in play here, all right. But that doesn't solve the mystery.